Alright, am I live? Let me get this set up on my side real quick. And just to double check, make sure everything's up and running. Got audio, fantastic. Great. Just this still does not want to remember my settings. That's okay. All right. There we go. How's it going on a Saturday? Different setup clearly. It's more of the room is open, so it's not cut in half with the sheet. So in theory, this will circulate the air, keep things cooler. Uh, I do still have a couple of fans going though, so if there's any kind of audio issue, well, let me know if that's if you can hear that. And then I just want to make sure my notifications went out since YouTube, even just today, 4 p.m. rolls around and it's a Saturday, and I had to step out of the room for a second because I made sure I wanted to eat before the video dropped because I was pretty sure Gray was going to drop a Grand Theft Auto video. And I got done eating right at 4. So I took the phone with me while I was, cleaning up, moving things in and out of the room. Oh, hey, John Rogers, how's it going? And then when I was out of the room, completely out of the room, that's when the phone chimed off. I'm like, oh, really? What is it? Like 3 after? And it was like a minute after, but still. Oh, sitting out by the fire pit. That is awesome. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. And what's up, Dandy? I know, man. I feel like I just saw you guys. What's going on? It just had a different if I could honestly, if I could have got that moved over, it might look exactly the same. I don't know. I just I got the idea to try a different setup oh, I don't know, maybe around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. and well no, I was trying stuff out earlier and then trying to get the light right and stuff and then put it away, live, and then pull everything back out. And time flies when you're setting things up. So I've started about 5 o'clock and I'm glad I did. It's if I am too dark, I can tweak the setting. I really can't get too much let me see here. I can back up a little bit. I can't get too much closer though. I've got the thing I was using yesterday turned, so it's sort of between my legs here, but I can put like my foot up on stuff, so that's comfortable. And how's it going, SO? How you doing on a Saturday? Oh, Dandy's saying I just saw John in Drunk Pinata's chat. Oh, cool. What do they do? Drunk Pinatas. Is it like a Mexican guy or something? It sounds fun. I did try I tried out that Rise Attire 1776 code. It didn't work for me, so I didn't order anything. So I sorry if you tried that and it didn't work. It didn't work for me either. It would have been a good price. It would have made the shirt I wanted like 25 bucks, which is a fair price for a merch shirt, but alas, that's okay. You know what? If they have a like a Christmas sale, then I could buy something then and have it in time for my birthday. So it's all good. I wanted to get the Uncle Sam, pantsless that logo guy, but it, again, it's okay. And then yeah, after the and again, if you hear like a fan blowing, I can adjust that sound. I went to that is Surviving End Times after the show. Um, I put some stuff away, got into that chat room. It's a different kind of show. I'd never been to anything like it before, but it seems like what Jenna was saying. He gets these news articles and comments on them, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. I wasn't there a long time, maybe half hour. It's hard to look at a chat room after you've been live for 2 hours. Um, but like the people in the chat room seemed like based, like they were really switched on. They knew about stuff. Somebody brung up like Timu, and right away they're like, "Oh, that site's evil. Don't use it. I won't touch it." I'm like, "Hey, oh, they already know." So a cool crowd. I would check it out again. And like somebody dropped an article, a guy was on it right away. So it's that kind of a current event show. I would check it out again. Oh, Dandy's saying he covers lefty news shows and shows how much they lie. Oh, that's a good angle. I like that. I'm glad somebody does that. Um, and John is saying he's on Adele's show, but has his own show. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. It's so awesome to see channels, no matter how big or small, and they're doing crossovers with other channels. Whether they're on the same level, whether they're bigger or not. It's nice to see that. It's you wouldn't have a like TV back in the day. Oh, we had these people from ABC come over to NBC. We're all friends. No, it's not like that. They're not all friends, but YouTubers are friends. Some of them are. If you want to get into the YouTube drama, there's YouTubers that cover that, but I'm not. I've never been a like if there is drama going on, don't get me wrong, I do want to hear about it, but I don't want to be I'm not the person starting it. I'm the one finishing it. And then hopefully cuz like the window's there, so I might have more light here and then I've got my light there rather than having it there in the corner of my eye. So this is it sort of gives me the feel of my first videos, but then I've got a dark background so I can watch this back. But that is a good angle to take, point out all the lies that they're telling people, since they love to get away with their little lies, don't they? And then I just don't have any kind of desk space any longer, so you might see some paper. Um, but the speaking of channels crossing over, then I cannot think of the name of the channel that does it, but they had done that Top Gun face swap with like Frank and a bunch of other folks. And then they did another one, it's Silence of the Lambs. And Frank played it on the Monday show. First of the month. Let me double check that. I wrote down the number, but not. Yeah, that was Monday, the first of the month. And so Frank played it, and I mean, I know Silence of the Lambs. That's in my top 25. I'm a huge Anthony Hopkins fan. The book's even better. I'll get to that. But Frank played it, and I liked it because they had cast no they cast Frank as James Gumb, Buffalo Bill, and Frank didn't seem to be okay with that. That why not? He didn't play the whole thing. I should go watch the whole thing. It can't be that long, but he was not happy about that. I thought it was fun. And it's where the spoilers for Silence of the Lambs, spoilers for a movie that came out in 1991. But when he first abducts the girl, and he's pretended to have the bum arm, and he's getting like the couch into the back of the van there. That's where they phrase swapped Frank for him. That was great. It was a good job for face swap. I don't know why I didn't like it. It was funny. It was cute. It was short. And then I assume everybody in the Frankly verse knows about Hannibal Lecter, knows about the movies. I don't know if they read the books. There are book readers around, but then there's the books I've read, and then there's the books that the Franklies read. So like stuff that I've read, stuff that I would read, you're never gonna see Frank cover on the book club, except Never Ending Story. That's interesting that he's covering a children's book, I assume. But it's something we all saw as children. If never read the book, they've got the audio book. It's available for free on YouTube if you don't want to get a physical copy. But I'm kind of getting away from the fact that if you do like Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, um, it even the Hannibal Rising, which was a prequel. It was a prequel book. It came out after the original books came out in like 2006 or 7, around in there. I've read it. Red Dragon. Why can I remember the third one? Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal. Durr. Yeah. Anyway, if you like any of those at all, even if you're just kind of okay with the movies, read the books. Start with Red Dragon, read them in order. And you don't even have to read Hannibal Rising. You can just read the first 3 Hannibal Thomas Harris books. And if you like the movies, you will love the books. There was so much extra in Hannibal that was cut out. Gary Oldman had something to say about that. But I mean, they are all good. Do not get me wrong. That the best book I will say is the first one, Red Dragon. And I read all of those in very quick succession. Hannibal, the book was coming out, and when the book came out, they announced the movie would come out the following year. So here it was, 1999, and I bought Hannibal. And then I, look in the first page of the book, and Thomas Harris wrote other books. So I'm like, well, let me get these two. And then I thought, well, I don't want to read them out of order, so I read them in order. Real quick, I read like half of one of those books in a night. I forget which one, but I blew through them in a summer, in the course of a 2 or 3 months, maybe. It's fantastic. I don't know if they're available on audiobook. This was back before I had tinnitus, so I could read physical books. Oh, goodness, so good. I even remember, as bad as my memory is, I still remember the way, I forget which book, but I just remember the way one of them ended. And it wasn't, well, I remember the way Hannibal ended. I won't spoil that, the book, for you, but it's just one of these dedications at the end of the book that Thomas Harris did. And I forget exactly who he was speaking about, but I believe maybe this person had passed on, and he had said something like, in this moment of completion, it feels right to say her name. And that just always, I don't know if that's verbatim. It's got to be close, but like, let's say 20 years on, I still remember that. And of course the books are good, even if you don't. I mean, like, yeah, you can read Hannibal Rising. It's, if you don't know the character's origin story, check that out. I guess so. If you really like Hannibal Lecter, because I do, the character's birthday is pardon me, January 20th. It's 2 days after mine. So yes, he's on my cusp. I know this man. I'm not into eating humans and killing people. That's just rude. But the other mental part of it goes very in depth. Dandy's saying, oh, that's an odd one. I'm not going to read it. However, Lindsay Sharman is his co-host. I do like her. Oh, Danny, I've been reading a lot lately, thanks to Frank. That is so good. I miss reading. I mean, I can read, but it's got to be, it's usually audiobooks. I have some physical books that my eyes are getting better. My ears are getting better. I feel like one day before the end of the year, I'll be able to read again. Just not quite yet. Like, I can look at the computer screen before noon. That's a huge improvement based on where I was in March. So it's my body's healing. Yeah, John. Yeah, usually books are usually a lot different from the movie. Yeah, it doesn't take as far as the Thomas Harris books goes, it doesn't take like too much from just the writer of the screenplay's imagination. They do take a lot from the book. So it's if anything, they just have to omit things for time because that's just the way books are. But like the gist of what is going on is there. Hannibal Rising, the movie, does not do as good of a job portraying what's in the book. It's just too many hard edits, hard cuts in it. It's I I saw that in the theater. I remember I just didn't enjoy it for that reason. But if you're a fan of the character, definitely pick it up. Oh, John's still working on reading. I'm getting better. That's so good. Yeah, I went from I just there's no looking at like couldn't even watch anything on YouTube before much before noon, or if I was gonna play something, I would play it and then just lay with my eyes covered up, or just play a CD and then just not look at it because it just does this default kind of a screen when you play with the DVD player if you play a CD on it. So yeah, those are violent adult books. I mean, I was reading them when I was 18, so it's like I would have read them as a teenager and been fine. The Silence of the Lambs movie messed me up more than any of the books because uh, let's see, when was that? Well, the first time I lost weight was in 1999, so this was right around that time. And I watched in Silence of the Lambs, and I had always been overweight. So I'm watching this movie, and like being overweight, you're kind of like you think you're like safe from serial killers because you only see like skinny girls getting murdered. So here's this movie, and this guy's killing fat girls, and it's like, oh shit, I'm not even safe being fat. And I was 18 too. It's like I don't have to worry about pedophiles anymore, but now I have to worry about serial killers. I just can't win. So that creeped me out. I just did not feel safe. I didn't think the actors were gonna come and get me. Yeah. And then Silence of the Lambs, the movie, it did win all those awards for a reason. The score, the way it's shot, everything. Oh, BitChute has a chat room. I was just thinking about how, because I'm doing that chat room tour starting next year, so it will be I don't know, 11, 12, 13, October 14 off the top of my head. I'll start doing that. Yeah, that'll be the week of October 14, but that's next year. Yeah, just thinking that, and then in the same week, Frank was saying that BitChute has a chat room, which is good. I didn't know. I hadn't been over there in a couple years. So like right now, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different rooms. There might be more, but at least 12 chat rooms. Let's say 11 because I'm always in YouTube by default. 11 other chat rooms. So that'll be a few months of visiting chat rooms next year. That'll be fun. But yeah, BitChute's in there. And if I'm missing any, I'll get them. Oh, what's up, Jenna? How's it going? Happy Saturday. It's funny. I was just thinking today too. At my old job, I was off every single Saturday, and now I work every single Saturday. That's okay. It's fun. It's fun. It's not stress. It's not having a 10-hour anxiety attack. I want to get more into real like reading what I've written. I don't really think that counts as reading because if I read anything I've written, I'm like editing as I'm reading. I'm like, no, I like that word instead. Let me do that instead. So it's I don't know. I don't think that really counts. And then yeah, I mentioned Chris Ann Hall. She was on goodness, I don't know what year it is. I don't know what month it is. July 1st. But yeah, follow her on all of the social media if you dig the freedom stuff. And it makes her look good too. She does put out a lot of content too. It's since I just started following her on Twitter. She's tweeting up a storm. Oh, Jenna, I've been looking at videos on how to make the best mayo. Can they make a kind of mayo that doesn't have that bite to it that it gives me a headache. I can't put mayo on. If I can taste it, then there's too much of it. This came up in the chat room before. I was like, no, fuck mayonnaise. And then in the same on the same day, we're talking about coleslaw. I didn't know what was in coleslaw. Apparently, there's mayonnaise in it. I'm like, well, I guess mayonnaise is okay. And then it's in something else I eat. So, what is mayo anyway? It's like egg whites and some oil, and then the stuff that gives me a headache in it. Um, Butter, eggs, and salt. All right. Yeah, if I tried to mix those together, I would mess it up. Okay, yeah, no oil. I'm probably thinking of some of the name brand, how they gotta put hydrogenated oil and everything. Butter and eggs and salt. I'd rather just have some eggs and oh, lemon juice and slaw. I use lemons. Oh, okay. See, when I went to buy coleslaw, I thought it came the way you just get it from KFC. I'd never bought it at the store, and I wasn't gonna make it. I don't even know what's in it. So they sell like a dry mix. It's like all the bits without the liquidy part. And I'm like, no, 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 that's not. I don't want a pillow of coleslaw. I want a container of it and cut to that. They do sell it in a container. I'm like, thank you. Damn. Yeah, don't use seed oils. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, butter. What's that stuff? Ghee. Ghee. I don't have any, but I know what it is from the cooking channels. Yeah, no seed oils, all that. And unfortunately, I used to eat it too, like the canola oils and the stuff like that. I've got if I do salad dressing, it's just vinegar and olive oil. Since every single salad, I like Caesar dressing, but it's got all the soy and all this other stuff in it, and I don't know what company makes it that doesn't have the extras in it. So I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just do it this way. It's healthier. Ghee and tallow, yeah. And real butter. None of this, I can't believe it's not butter and it's vegetable oil and eh, real food. Yeah. Jenna, yeah, we're all learning how bad they are for us nowadays. Yeah, it feels like every single thing we grew up eating, whether we thought it was healthy, whether it was snacks, it's all unhealthy now. Like the companies we bought it from. So if you're like me, I'm looking for like substitutes and I'm looking for stuff made in America, which will cost more, but it's from this country. Or like even like a name brand stuff, you go to buy it and you're thinking, oh, this is fine. I bought from this company for years. You look at the back and it's made in Mexico or it's made in India or some other country you would never go to. And yeah, Jenna, yeah, me too. Yeah, I grew up on margarine. I didn't know it said butter on the container. Yeah, John Rogers only use real butter. Yeah, same. I get I buy the Kerrygold butter. I believe it's Irish. It's good stuff. And so what I'll do, I don't just kind of go on that extra mile. I don't know, but I'll go ahead. I buy the thicker bread, the thicker cut bread, not necessarily Texas toast, but it's cut thicker just so for the excuse so I can put more butter on my bread and my toast. That's really not the best bread to use for grilled cheese. I found out it kind of like the bread almost absorbs all of the cheese. I don't know if it's the way I cook it or what. I'm not a cook, but I mean it tastes fine, but if you need like that visual grilled cheese looking grilled cheese sandwich, maybe like that thicker bread. Maybe I need to use more cheese, but Kerrygold in Vermont is good. Jenna's saying, yeah, hell yeah. All that butter. I mean, no, like nothing like melted butter. I've seen people that were like, oh, I gotta put butter on this, and it's like, okay, you're just putting the butter is still cold. It just came out of the fridge. It's not melting. Why would you eat something with that much? And this was a large person too. I guess you don't get to be wider than the shot is than by not eating butter. Like back when like regular TV was a thing, these all these I'm sure they do have all these dating shows with a theme, and this dating show's theme was that these people were like of a certain size. Like they weren't obese folks, but they were like the ladies were like 200 pounds, which you know and not tall, so like they had some weight on them, and like so like the guy did too. You know, not nothing huge, but they were bigger folks, and they're on their date, and yeah, they're I forget what they were eating, and I forget it was the guy or the girl, and oh, you like pizza? Yeah, I love pizza. Yeah, I try to eat it once a week. I was like, well, I know what I need to stop doing. I was bigger then. Oh, some use mayo on the bread instead of butter for grilled cheese. Oh, oh God, that sounds like stoner food or pregnancy food. Ugh. I, I couldn't. Oh, it just sounds like it's gonna give me a headache. Like even if like the texture is fine and the taste is fine, I just know I've got that headache coming if I have mayo. Oh damn, John's saying after reading an article about margarine that said it was one ingredient away from paint, I switched. Ooh, yeah, no, don't teach. out there out there with the Crisco and the whatever and just painting the side of the house. Yes, spread butter. I mean, if you're making a sandwich, you don't put your butter on it, but like if you got to put like a thick old layer of butter on there, like that's just it's just not my thing. Yeah, big bone, that's what it was. Yeah, it's just people of us. You know, it's like folks that are like they're in their 20s and they're just society makes them think it's okay to sweat constantly. It just no, it was unhealthy, and this was I couldn't tell you how long ago this show was on. So 10 years ago, give or take 10, 15 ish. Uh, well, one of those I don't watch it now, but for a minute I did just because I like to travel. Um, and I think it still comes on, but it was is it 90 Day Fiance? Um, yeah, Jenna's right. Butter's good for you. Eat a stick a day. And baked potatoes is a must. Oh yeah, potatoes, anything is a must. Oh, and if you don't like potatoes, you can turn it into vodka. But yeah, the like the 90 Day Fiance was just the most ridiculous one, and I think it was because the Netherlands was involved. It was this American chick who like she dressed like she thought she was all that, but like girl, you're not quite there. And then she was going for this Dutch guy who was like really physically active. He was in his 20s. She's like he's 25, she's like 35. And so in her mind she thinks she's all fancy and she can't move. She's too pretty and prissy. She's slowing down, and he's active. His Dutch people are just physically active. So what does this bitch do? She lands in Schiphol. She's wearing her I think she was wearing her red bottom shoes. And here's this bitch with her spiky heels and gets one of them stuck in either the escalator, you know, like that floor that just moves along like an escalator, but it's flat. Gets it stuck so the elevator, escalator, what it is, breaks. So, bitch, you land in a foreign country, break the equipment, and then this man has to come meet you. Do you know how embarrassing that is for him? You're a guest there. I hope that didn't work out. And like all she wanted to do was sit around, and he just wanted to ride bikes and be active because he's a young guy. And it's like, I hope that didn't work out. That was a wreck. Dandy, I wore husky until I got tall and skinny. LOL. Yeah, I just all of my I was real bad. I was dating a guy that was taller than me, and we both wore roughly the same size pants. That was embarrassing. Now I do have some pants that were like they fit when I wore a belt with them, but now I think it's too much fabric, and I don't think I have a belt that can hold them up. And like they're good pants, but I just would have to get rid of them. They won't fit. It's just too much clothes to just have to hold them up, and I don't know. I'll mess with it in a few weeks. Who knows? I hate clothes shopping with a passion. I know I gotta get another shirt since I can see better. You know what? I did think about wearing a different shirt. It's a little bit too bright. If I get used to this setup, I want things to get. What's up, Lil? How's it going? How you doing? Just because my thought was to wear for what's not gonna hurt my eyes, a gray shirt. Well, that's not gonna work if I've got a gray background and a gray this. I can't just be all gray, so maybe I can find like a purple V-neck or something. I'm of the mind that everyone looks good in emerald, but I get an emerald colored shirt. And green does look good on me. Yeah, husky pants. It's I don't know. It's because I would buy, like like the numbers they use for women's clothes are different than the numbers they use for men's clothes. Um, like they use bigger numbers for I don't even know what they equal up to. And then like every single company uses a different system, different numbers. I've got a shirt that says it is an extra large, but it's one of the smaller shirts I own. But it says extra large because it was made in Indonesia. And I can literally only wear it's got to be like an American small because I can't wear it unless I am small. And that's what was messing me up with the rise attire because that's the shirt I was measuring. They're like, measure a shirt to figure out the size. And like a small shirt would fit me, but then so would an extra small. But I'm not if it's got sleeves that are like that, then I can't wear it. So that was just I don't know how to I couldn't get anything anyway because that code didn't work, so never mind. But and our shirts tend to run a little bit small. So I don't want to get because like the Frankly shirt I have now, it's a medium. It's fine, but I feel like it's too big. I just feel like I'm drowning in all my clothes, and that's not always the look you want to go for. It's not the 90s. Yeah, Lil, yeah, no worries. Yeah, saying it's been rough her way, and sorry she's been MIA. Yeah, yeah, no worries, man. You got to do that chemo thing. It's I don't know how often they have to pull you in there for it. I don't know if it's like they pull you in there for a few rounds, they let you go, pull you back in, let you go. Or since it's just the what you got going on, if they're got to experiment and like every single week it's something new. So it's like, hey, I totally understand you being tired. We're all still here. We think about you. And there's always a show on at 7 p.m. Eastern time, except for Sunday, because you've got Frank or you've got me through the week, and then I'm always live on Saturday. Oh, Jenna, my boobs are getting bigger with age. Is that normal? Uh, if you're, I would say if you're gaining weight, yes. Because when I was bigger, I had a, chest. It was just, you always have something in your peripheral vision. I didn't like that. And then I'd always get that pain in between my shoulder blades. But then as I've gotten smaller, they went away, which is fine. I don't like if a skinny girl has a big chest, she's gonna look fat. So and I don't like big tits. I just don't like big tits. If they get too big, they're just too sloppy. I don't want to see them. Like there's a certain size chest looks good on girls. Past that, I don't need your circus tits. You just need to start doing what was it showgirls like it was a bigger lady and she had this trick where she like I think she squeezed her chest together and her tits popped out something like unless you're going to do like that with a gimmick you don't need the big circus titties um unless you're like boobs are they lifting weight then maybe it's just muscle and they're just stacking up like that's different if your boobs are working out it's okay for them to get bigger uh in general, I notice things sag more as I get older. Yeah, gravity. and I'm just not as physically active as I should be. Oh, a little wrong way saying it's once a week for a year. It sucks. That blows. At least just 1 year, and you've gotten a month of it out of the way, so it's just 11 more months. And then I did want to try having myself on the TV and then just having the laptop running the chat room. But the problem with that would be I don't know if Streamlabs has an app. I doubt it's going to work on a TV, so I would be watching myself on YouTube, and that YouTube has a delay, so I would not see. Like on this, I've got Streamlabs open on the side. I can see myself immediately, and then I've got you guys off to the side. It's it's the way I had to do. I just realized this now. It's the way I had to watch the dolls back in the day because I would do the split screen on the tablet. I would have the show on the left, well, left, and then the chat room on the right. And I was always 34. Um. Oh, Patrick, how's it going? Happy Sunday for you. 34 long, not 34B. Okay, I was gonna say yeah, that's the like the measuring thing because before you go buy a bra, they're like, well, you're supposed to measure at certain points. Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm buying a bra to keep everything up. So how do I measure when everything is down? Is that are those numbers accurate? I don't know. Or do I put on a bra and measure and then I just it got worked out. It and then buying bras is weird because they don't make clothing for small people. Like the wrist braces I got to use for my carpal tunnel. Even those like they're small, but they could be smaller because they expect everybody to be fat. And then I've always had very slim wrists, even when I was huge. But I find bras that fit because I don't have a lot of chest. I don't have a lot of chest, but I'm like sort of I guess I'm wider around than the people that make clothing would like. So I had to I don't know why this happened, but I noticed those like those little spacers that go on the back of the bra. There was like a pack of those. I was like, huh, it would suck to have to need those. Find some bras I like, and a second later, I'm like, fuck, these need spacers because they'd fit. But then I'm like, yeah, these are gonna fucking tear. I got too much extra skin for this. I'm not saying I'm like that huge, but just they expect you to be anorexic to fit into this bra, or it's not a child's bra. I just they don't make clothes for humans anyway. Everything's uh, held up now. It's and if you ever watched oh no, I forget what show. It might have been Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Well, one of these shows, if you need the right undergarments before you start picking out clothing. That's why folks that do like cosplay or uh, um, people that dress vintage, like you dress like it's the 1940s, you dress like it's the 1800s. If you're wearing like modern like bra and underwear, it's not going to use the same wear fall drape the same as if you wear like bloomers or the corset or the undergarments that they wore back in the day. Yeah, bra extenders, yeah. So it's like, great, here's an extra little thing. I gotta make sure never I can never lose or I can never wear this again. That's all right. It's I would rather have to deal with that than have to deal with the giant tits and then all the extra and then the lift and it's just too much. And it's not even an all the time thing. It's just an outside and a camera thing. Who's the lady who's like walking around her house completely by herself, like bra on, no company expected, just let them free. Let them breathe. Oh, and maybe you guys can help me out with this. Cuz this comes up it comes up, and I just it came up in the chat room, but like when somebody, because somebody had a question about it, and I kind of had some answers for them, but they were asking like red pill, blue pill, white pill, black pill. You know, what's this mean? What's that mean? And all I could really tell them was, yeah, Jen, I rarely wear a bra at home. Yeah, as soon as I get in the house, I take off my outside clothes and switch into my inside clothes. So just everything, hang it up, take it off, get it away for the next time. It's something in my house. I want to be where, especially in the summertime, it takes so long for it to get warm. Like I was saying, I want to wear as little as possible. So I'm wearing shirts. I'm wearing what I've got these shorts, but I don't really wear them around the house. It has to be terribly hot for me to wear shorts in the house. I can usually get away with just wearing like sleep pants and then not doing a lot. Oh, how's it going, Lisa? Yeah, I missed the over the shoulder boulder holder discussion. Yeah. Yeah, boobs. Gotta love them. It makes me wonder if it would be easier to do archery now since I don't have as much in the way. That would be interesting. I don't know if I'm strong enough to pull and none of that like bow and arrow, none of that like compound bow stuff. You gotta like that's like 50 pounds of you have to be able to pull back just to draw the bow. It's like no, that's half of me. I can't do it. So yeah, it's like I know what a red pill is, I know what a blue pill is, I know what a black pill is. But then I think Frank was talking about white pills. So I'm like, Vicodin? What's the white pill? Hubby calls them fun bags. Yeah. It makes me think of, I don't even know if they do this anymore, but when you would go into a store that like what a plastic bag, regular plastic bag sizes, like t-shirt bags they call them. Like that little teeny tiny bag, like when you bought one little item, they give you that. It's just like those, just that for boobs, and just stick them in there. It's if gravity was not an issue, I wouldn't have to wear anything. But it's you cannot as a woman you cannot have like movements in your shirt, so everything needs to be still. And then they don't tell you this anywhere, but where your boobs are supposed to fall is like between the bend of your arm, and I forget if it's the top of your shoulder or where your armpit starts, but right in the middle there. If you want to get them in the right spot. They don't tell you that. They're not going to tell you that in health class. I didn't learn that growing up. I think gay people had to teach me that from the TV. Yeah, Dandy, white pill is a tricky one for me too. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's even a thing, or people are, because then it just gets into the point, oh, like you've been like clown pill, you've been a boomer pill, you've been like like people use something pilled as a joke rather than as a serious term. But like how if you go back far enough, like 2015, woke was it was a good thing, it was a funny term, and then somewhere right before 2020 it became a derogatory term. Cross tops are white pills from long ago. Like awake but the opposite of a black pill. Oh, Patrick, good. Yeah, for us guys, talking about tits is really interesting. Yeah, I worry about that kind of stuff because I realize there's a well, I didn't look, I don't look at this too much, but for analytics, well, you can't really trust this because not everybody will tell YouTube like what country they're in, what language they speak, what age they are. But for the analytics, it does say like the demographic that I hit highest with are like boomer aged people in the U.S. Oh, well, how's it going, Moon Buddy? At least white pills kept me awake for a day or two. Way back when, yeah. Yeah, I like me a white pill as long as I can crush it up and party with it. But yeah, I basically just told that lady, I'm like, well, like all those pills and stuff. Basically, black pill means that you're just not buying any of the bullshit. To my knowledge, that's what it means. And then now I'm thinking about pills. I shouldn't. Don't do drugs. Well, you know what? You do the drugs. Don't let the drugs do you. Yeah, you was a boomer. Yeah. So like people from 1964 and up, I guess we're roughly the same age. Great. That's cool. And then it'll tell you like what country folks are from. So like the United States and then like India and Indonesia. But I don't know if those are just like people clicking on it by accident and then not watching it, or I'm not sure about that. Yeah, white boomer to be more specific. LOL. Yep, that is cool. That's what I assume. Anybody's well, of course, there's people of different colors that are of that age, but if in general somebody says they're a boomer, I'm thinking it's like a white person, a ride mower, a baseball cap, possible a Second Amendment. Because I do differentiate between a boomer is just somebody who was born, before 1964, whereas a baby boomer is a person who was born before 1964, but they're also the person who is just whining and complaining the way younger generations do. They're the ones who were like World War II happened, and then they think they're the worst off generation and everything is so bad for them, even though they had everything handed to them and they had Woodstock. And so there's baby boomers and then there's based boomers. Uh, uh, Baby boomers are the people who will get offended if you call them a boomer versus people who just take that as a word. Like, if you're triggered by what your generation is called, you're not old enough to be online. If you are Generation Y, and you get triggered because somebody calls you a millennial, just factory reset your device, delete all of your accounts. Yeah, Gen X 1967. John is saying, yeah, for the if you want to get super specific about when Boomer starts, um, the Kennedy assassination, but in general, 1963 and earlier, that's the boomer age, and then 64 to about 1980, 1981, let's say, that's X. Oh, Patrick, hell yeah, I must admit, I'm a bit inebriated right now. Awesome. I'm glad you brought that up because since I do have the sunglasses now, and I sort of brought this up before. I wonder if you guys would be interested in me, not all the time, but like doing a not sober stream since I could like step aside off camera, party and then come back to the camera. But my sunglasses are exactly like these. So like they would cover my eyes, like I wouldn't look any different, but I might speak differently and it might threaten to be a 3 hour stream, that kind of a thing. Kind of like that one time he was in the studio and the only thing that there was there to drink was like a Dos Equis or a Heineken or something like that. And he hadn't eaten a lot beforehand, so there he was drinking just the one beer, but he got a little bit of a buzz. That was so much fun. Yeah. Danny, yeah, me, but not drinking, unfortunately, but stepping out on the balcony. Okay, yeah, Dandy's for it. Okay, well that's one vote. Where was that? There's one. Uh, Lisa saying posted a snippet video from the 24 car launching for you on Gilded, just in case you happen to be there. Ah, yeah, I do. I am on the Gilded. I'll have to check that out. Who tweeted? Grace tweeted. Gilded. I'll find it. I can always find it after the show. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I am in the. I'm everywhere. I use the Nikki M Carlin everywhere, and where I have to, the letter L in Carlin is capitalized. Yeah, so I'm gonna check out that video, Lisa. Thank you. And yeah, Dandy just came back from the balcony himself. Hell yeah, I had to get everything set up for myself for after the show. Jenna, only if you're funnier, LOL. Yeah, I might be. I might be. We'll have to try it. Okay, so I'll count that as two. Okay. Uh, Patrick saying to Dandy, not only a fellow Cancerian, but a scholar too. I might be funnier, who knows? I mean, like, not when the sun's in a water sign, just because that's something will go wrong, but let's see here. For example, like the next time it's going to be Saturday, like I would do this on a Saturday, not like a through the week thing generally, but who knows? But having said that, right now, let's just say, for example, like the first Saturday when the sun's in Leo is the 27th. Okay, so now I've got to think because in August we're gonna have Mercury retrograde, and that's gonna fuck up a lot of Leos. So we'll see. Like not all the time, but I would like to do that sometime, like between now and the new year, at least once, just to try it. Just to try it because I mean I usually am, again, just wait all day for 7 p.m. to roll around to party because with my weight lower, I don't know if it's because of my weight lower or if it's because of stress, but I'll smoke and then I'll get, like I get a buzz like a normal person, but then I get sleepy and next thing I know I'm passed out when I should have been up partying. But if I'm smoking during the show, like the chat room keeps me awake, I'm not going to fall asleep there. Oh, Leo, F yeah. Leos are fun. Fire signs are great. And then I'm effectively locked in here the way I've got stuff leaning against the door. So if there's an intermission, it's I'll be staying in the room for it. So yeah, we can. I'll try the partying thing because again it's YouTube. You don't want to like even if I was drinking alcohol, if it was something like this. You don't know what this is. It says water. It's clear. It could be Everclear, but it's not. It's water. But having said that, if I was drinking on stream, I don't think I'd be sitting here doing shots. So if I was going to do anything else on stream, I would step away from the camera. I don't want to encourage drug use. Believe it or not, if you don't have a desire to do something, don't do it. If you don't want to smoke something, if you don't want to drink something, if you don't want to shoot something up, just don't do it. And don't hang around people that want you to do it. If that's not your thing, just don't. It doesn't matter what age you are, because even at my age, I will encourage people to do bad things. But, and again, this is a public stream, so anybody could click on it. You don't want anybody clicking on a stream like, who's this chick? What's with all these clouds of smoke? What's with all this liquor? It's like it's a bad look. So I would just keep it classy, step aside, come back. Don't do like Amber Heard and sit there on camera with her and like, what did she do? Like a tissue and with her bruises painted on this woman has no cheekbones, zero cheekbones, and she'll put 50 pounds of makeup on the side of her face to give herself cheekbones, and then like her face turns and she has none. She's more insecure about having no cheekbones than Grayson Hall, and she had cheekbones. And if you don't know who that is, she's from this movie. The Night of the Iguana. It's Richard Burton. I can't see to read the year. I think it was 1963, based on where I've got it in the. I've got my. I usually do things in alphabetical order. I think I've got everything in chronological order. Cause I don't have as. If I had more media, it would be in alphabetical order. Everclear. Oh yeah. I was just watching something and these folks were talking about moonshine. The guy's like, "Oh, it's gross. Never. Oh, I can't believe I tried that stuff. I can't believe how did I do that? I was in college." It's like moonshine's not that bad. If you want to uh cut the bullshit, have a couple shots of moonshine. You'll be there. It's a bit too. I gotta get used to the brightness behind me. And let me. I'm just checking my battery power here. Did you use the tissue for the log she dropped in bed? Yeah, Lisa was saying, yeah, about Amber Heard. That chick just seems just completely gross. Like I won't watch the Aquaman that she's in. I won't watch anything she's in. It's so I'm a Johnny Depp fan. Um, I didn't watch like the trial. I saw some clips of things. I've heard some videos of like what had happened, like audio that was recorded during fights. That was a bad situation from the start, and uh, the fact Lisa's seen it. Yes, Night of the Iguana. Yeah, interesting film. It's when I got it, I didn't realize who else was in it, and then I know her from somewhere else, and I'm like, yes. And then we have pardon me, she's a Frankly, but I have seen her at a Zoso Dude show. It's a lady. Her handle is Dr. Hoffman. And the first time I saw her, I was gonna let it go because I'm less likely to speak to women than men. But with that name, I'm like, I gotta say something to this chick, or I'm never gonna see her again. Oh, was she in Zombieland? But anyway, so this chick was at his show, and I was like, if I don't say something to her, I'm never gonna see her again. So I just said, I was like, hey, the only Dr. Hoffman I know is Dr. Julia Hoffman from Dark Shadows, the TV show. Uh, and wait. She's like, "Oh my God, that's who it is." I'm like, "Yes, this chick is awesome." So yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess that's why I've never seen Zombieland. Okay. Yep. What else has Amanda Heard been in? Want to make sure to never watch any of her movies. Yeah, not gonna watch any of the Aquaman. Don't care about Justice League anyway, or Magic Mike. Machete Kills. I have already seen that, but that was before that stuff happened. The Machete movies are fun. And I have no reason to watch anything else she's been in. Yeah, good. Dodged a bullet. No cheekbone heaven, bitch. It'd be one thing if she just dealt with it, but the fact that she goes to so much effort to give herself cheekbones, no. It's like when Christina Aguilera was on The Voice and she got super fat, and I wondered why she had bruises on both sides of her face, and I realized that was an attempt to put blush on her cheeks to try to give her face some shape. No, you can't polish that. Yeah, Night of the Iguana is one of those movies that since it came out in the 60s, you might be able to find it for free online, like on YouTube, something like that. Good cast, good cast. There was one annoying thing in there, but it doesn't make it a bad movie. Oh, Daddy's saying my mom named my sister after Deborah Kerr. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty. I like that. I like Deborah. I don't really care for Debbie. Like Rebecca, I think is such a pretty name, but every single bitch named Rebecca they call Becky, which I think is an ugly name. And no offense to anybody with that name. I know some fine people with those names, but do not care for it. Yeah, small role in Zombieland. Yeah, her Zombieland. It says the name of her character is like 406. So I don't know if she was a robot or something like that. Sci-fi is fun. Sci-fi is great because if you like sci-fi, you're the kind of person who is okay with not perfect special effects. You can use your imagination to fill in the blanks. Like how I was saying how the special effects don't really mesh that well with the live action in Firefly. It was like 2001, you got to cut it some slack. Ah, Jenna saying my childhood friend slash neighbor had a small role in the movie Taps. Whoa, that is cool. Deborah Kerr. I swear I knew more about her. She's Scottish? What? Libra. Let me just go to IMDb. Born in Glasgow, Scotland. Fuck yeah, I gotta find out more about this chick. And it's I've been over before. It's so sad how they make Scottish people drop their accents. Casino Royale. She's a Night of the Iguana. Jesus, I've seen the movie like 2 times. Okay, Deborah Kerr as shit. No, Deborah Kerr in Night of the Iguana. She played the. Was she that other girl? Wait, who was the? She must have been. I gotta watch this movie again. That is so cool. Yep, there it is right on the cover. Didn't even notice it. And I wonder about this. How are movie actors or specifically like TV and stage actors not completely blind with all of those lights on them for 18 hours a day, whatever it is? I understand whether wear the sunglasses when they're not working, but how are they not completely blind? I do not know. I want to know how because it's just too much light. Pronounced car. Oh, my bad. She was Scottish. Lisa's saying, sometimes when in a crowd, I'll yell, "Hey, asshole!" I've come to believe everyone is an asshole because they all turn in response. You son of a bitch, just to, or if you call somebody a bitch, just to see how many women or gay guys turn around. Hey, asshole! Who you calling an asshole? Oh, what's up? Nothing, man. How you doing? That's great. It would be so cool if there was a way to, because I know Discord does let you, well, at least it let folks do this in the past. If you have a computer, Well, I do it from a laptop. I know it'll let you do it from a computer where you can stream a movie to people in your Discord and then other people can watch it and also chat along. I've done that on another channel, but I don't have a computer. I was just thinking that it would be fun to like watch, like something like this and then talk about it in the chat room because that way it would kind of be like going to a show for me because it could just be the movie playing and then I could talk to you guys as if it was quite frankly, pardon me, that would be fun, but I don't know a way to do that. Then there's the copyright issue. And then I couldn't get around that with the way Frank does it, quite frankly, TV. I don't know if he still does it, but he has to have a border around it, for copyright. And it's, lava lamp. But after, 3 hours of that, it hurts my eyes, so I can't hang up there. And then it's also on Pilled, and it's a different crowd. I don't know. I'll have to try it. Maybe if Frank's playing a movie over at, quite frankly, TV that I have seen before, we could get some folks to go over there and watch it. And I don't know what time his movies start there. I wish there was like a TV guide saying when the stuff came up on his channel, but I that's why I always miss everything on quite frankly TV because there's not a schedule, and then I can't just sit there and wait because I do other stuff. Okay, so yeah, a not sober show possibly. And yeah, I'm a cheapskate. I write on the back of these. Pills. Pills for pills. Oh yeah, I always want to say a different month. January, February, July 3rd. That's when Rich Barris was on. Or Hard Bear Ass with his big data pole. But he had that shirt on and it had like an S logo. And as his microphone's always like right in the way in the center of his chest. So it looked like his shirt said Sour Dan. It was like S, then OUR, and then DAN. So Sour Dan. And then that became a cocktail, and we were trying to figure out what alcohols would go into a Sour Dan. Uh, that, that was fun. It sounds like a drink that already exists. I'm sure, like, if I say something like that to Rob, he would like, oh, then something like that, you would just put in this, and that, because he was a bartender. He's a Pisces, and then he was a bartender at one point. Yeah, John. Yes, after hours is too late for me. Yeah, same. Yeah, if I pass out at 9:30, I would have to be smashing coffee and tea with caffeine in it all day to stay up all night. Patrick, you guys are brilliant, so receptive. That's why I'm here. I love it. Yeah, same. You guys are so smart. Well, it's anything. It's Franklies are like if you have like the oddest question or the oddest comment you think nobody knows anything about, you can just say it and like wait a minute or two and then somebody will have a comment about it or like a few people will know what you're talking about or like, oh no, that happened to me last year, all you got to do is this and that or but like they know it's rare to say something and have absolutely nobody respond to like the question or the incident or the thing. I don't want to say on this. John, I usually get up at 5, lol. Oof, yeah. I don't want to have to. I'm kind of waiting because it's been what is it, 6 days? The last time I did the Cultivate Elevate was the end of last month, so I'm kind of waiting to see if the insomnia is gonna float back in. We'll see. So far, no. Dandy's saying Willie Fix It called into Jim Lee last week. That was fun. LOL. Anytime Willie calls into a show, it's fun. I was at Jim Lee a few Sundays ago, and somebody called in, and like Willie was like already on the line, but then somebody else, gets on the phone. They start talking, and I'm in the chat room like, Willie? He's like, no, it's not me. I'm like, oh, good. I knew something was wrong. I could understand everything the person was saying. And he thought that was funny. But his phone calls are always good. When he's on Frank, that's if I knew for a fact Willie Fix It was going to call into every single Jim Lee live show, that would get me there. And the only reason I missed that's what happened. I didn't think it would happen. I was really thinking it wouldn't. I didn't even really plan too much for it because the sun's in a water sign. But I didn't think I was gonna get my 1 day off in June, but I did, and that was the same day that Jim Lee went live, and then I think I fell asleep early that day. But like Jim Lee had been live, and then something else happened that I missed that day. But it's fine. I need my 1 day off a month. Oh, John's saying I think he tried to call into the Three Beer Men last Sunday. Well, he must go to a lot of shows. Or is that on? Or is Three Beer Men on at like an earlier time than Jim Lee? Yeah, Jim Lee is Jim Lee, Climate Viewer on YouTube, and he's got his website. He's other places. And typical Scorpio, he always seems so serious, and everything's just so. And he's got a serious professional voice, but dude has a sense of humor. I can not every time, but I have gotten him to laugh before. Or is that just something Willie does? Does he like call into every show that he goes to? That would be fun. Oh, this is great. This is great. Speaking of Willie Fix It. uh I don't know how long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, within the last month. I noticed Willie started following me on Twitter, so I followed him back. And whenever I follow people on Twitter, it lets you like organize them into categories. So I, have my like my House of Dolls for like Frankly's. So I go to put them into that. And in order to do that, you have to click on their page. So you go to Willie Fix It, and you get your description area. All his says, no punctuation, no capitalization. All it says, I'm a guy. That's it. That's it. There's no apostrophe. There's no period. No capitalization. Just I'm a guy. I love it. Oh, John's saying they run from 7 to 9 on Sunday. 7 to 9's a good time to be live. I wouldn't want to do it on a Sunday though. It would be, and it's not even that there's other stuff going on Sundays. Like I know, like So Dude is on Sunday, Jim Lee is on Sunday. These other folks are on Sunday. Rather than compete with all of that. Plus, I drop a video on Sunday anyway, and it would feel quite desperate to drop a video and then also go live the same day as a routine. Something like that would have to be a special occasion. But again, just considering the fact that literally everybody else is live on Sunday at this time, I would not be going live on Sundays from 7 to 9 p.m. for any reason because everybody is other places. And it does kind of seem like since there's Monday through Friday is so busy with just the show, and then for this channel for the weekend, it's like basically like Friday evening, and then this on Saturday, and then videos on Sunday. It is nice to have that 1 day where to not have to go live. Even if I do, I might have to film that day or do other work related things, but I don't have to be sat in front of a camera. And that saying it that way makes it sound like a bad thing. I do enjoy being live. I never But like in the back of my head before I had a channel, I always thought it was so cool to see people going live and like reading comments and interacting with people. And like I would go to those shows and like that is so fun, that is so cool. Like that would be so awesome to do that. I can't imagine how you get into that kind of thing, and now I am into that kind of thing. And I don't know why they do it, but I love it. It's kind of it's almost the way I felt the first time firing a firearm. I knew I was gonna like it. I knew I was gonna like it before it happened, and I did. I can't get enough of it. I have not been to the range in too long, but now that I can see farther, I would love to get in there. Since I can see with my aiming eye again. My right eye was getting weak. Yeah, 7 to 9 p.m. That's a good time. Plus, it's like right about that sunset hour. It's usually generally I sort of assume people have already eaten dinner, so they're unwinding from the day. You know, hopefully their work is done. Even if you have to work on a Sunday, hopefully your work's done by then, and you can just relax. Do the sports thing if you watch sports. Drink a sour Dan. And that's what happened. That came up. We started calling him Sour Dan, and then Daniel showed up to the chat room, and it's like, oh, I'm kind of glad he missed that. I hope he didn't think we were talking about him. And also, I believe we were talking at some point. This was on the third, talking about elections and results and whatnot. But yeah, election results are just about as fake and predetermined as who was going to win an Oscar. It's all about it's not who's nominated, it's about how much ass kissing you're going to do behind the scenes to get that Oscar. It's not you're not getting it because people voted for you. You got it because you played the game. And that's the same. Even more so with elections. If you think anything that happens right now is going to change what the results are going to be in November, you're wrong. That's all been, I don't know when they decide that, but it's all predetermined, and they just do all of the debate stuff to distract people and to have motherfuckers put the stuff on Tumblr so I have to scroll past it. They must be so boring in real life if that's all you're doing with your main Tumblr is posting about Biden and Trump and others. Patrick saying, Brandon, did you see how many people love me? Papadopoulos, don't think you can judge yourself against Trump. Non-political, so that's a plus. Yeah, Roman Circus, yeah. It's just not a sexy fandom. And yeah, I don't, yeah, it's I hate the way my typing comes out when I'm like typing on my phone, because like I'll, instead of hitting the N, I'll hit a space, and then like the spell check will try to, it gets very confused. Like you should know I'm skipping the N by now with it. I don't know. It does not. I had a different Samsung phone that learned better than this one. But I still have it. Yeah, autocorrect. If you not Google like the website, like Google the verb. If you don't know how Google how to turn off autocorrect on your phone or your tablet or your computer, whatever it is, that's just AI. Shut that off. Don't put up with it any longer. Jenna, awesome. Yeah, I was so into politics, but not anymore. I even unregistered myself. Yeah, speaking of unregistering, I got something, I want to say last year, and they're like, hey, we noticed you haven't voted since, and it said when. And then it's like, if you don't vote by a time, it said when, then we are going to unregister you for voting. Good, do it. I don't go to Free Sticker Day. That's all it is. I can buy stickers if I want stickers. Um, it's a selection. You're just going, at least for Ivo, it's they give you the sheet of paper and you color in the little oval, and then you fill it in, feed it to the machine, and then that's what counts the ballot, and then you get your sticker and you go. So if I want to color and play with stickers, I can just buy a coloring book. That's all it is. And it's always on a Tuesday. There's a show on Tuesdays. Like back when I had a job, I didn't get off of work until 5:30. I'm not gonna miss work just to go get a sticker, even if I was gonna get paid for it. And again, there's always a show on Tuesday. So then you're not gonna, have to or worked at home. I'm not gonna work at home, get dressed, run out, vote, just to come back home, take everything off, and set everything up for 7 o'clock for Frank to come just to get a sticker. No. For it, yeah, selection day, for it to not count at all. I can feel insignificant in my daily life as is. I don't need to go get a sticker for it. Oh, Patrick, to be honest, my grammar was atrocious, but you live and learn. It's okay. Your grammar is fine. In general, folks in the UK seem to have better grammar on the whole than folks in the US. Like, I'm not saying people in the America don't have good grammar, but you're less likely to find folks from the UK uh, um, that they don't probably, maybe they don't have it there, like speaking with the black accent when they type, or just like texting like you think you're a gangster and you're sagging your pants. They spell words out. Even if they spell like color with a U in it, it's okay. Or realize with an S, it's all right. Oh, Jenna's saying I completed the form and mailed it in, and now I don't get political calls. Hells yes, yeah. They can go ahead and unregister me. I'm not going to that. I've got other stuff to do on a Tuesday. And it's when the sun's in a water sign. I don't do any extra traveling I don't do any extra anything when the sun's in a water sign. I sort of blew my own mind. Yesterday I ate 3 times and then I lost a pound. So I'm at 99 today. That blew me away. But even that, I can't, I don't know what the magic number is, but if I were to eat too much, like, oh man, I could smash a whole pizza, watch something happen, like the order would be messed up, or like I would see just something would gross me out on a show I was watching and I would lose my appetite. Like something like that would happen to spoil it. So I'm just, as soon as the sun gets into Leo, full up Leo, I'm gonna chow down. But until then, I have to walk on eggshells for a quarter of the year, every single year until I die. But the good thing about cancer is once this is over, I can just coast into the new year. And there's no more water till next year, and I don't think about next year until October 12th. Jenna didn't eat much today. 2 boiled eggs, a little pork roll. That's not bad. Yeah. As much as I could go and just like have one meal, I would be too sleepy by the time 7 o'clock rolled around. So it's and then rather than just like pounding caffeine, since I take enough caffeine, I've got my 300 milligram pill, and then I'll have a like a green tea or a regular tea, which does have caffeine in it on top of that. So like I'm not jangly or anything, but I don't really shouldn't have to take another 100 or 200 milligrams of caffeine to be awake for 2 hours at 7 p.m. I just getting used to how this old body deals with food. The way it's different than the way it was 12 years ago. Bologna sandwich and tomato soup for me. And some cheese Danish. Ooh, that's good eating. Oh, I was thinking about tomato soup. I might have that tomorrow. something. What I've been doing, somebody mentioned bagels earlier. What I've been doing is not regularly, but I just thought to do it and it turns out pretty well. Just a bagel, I'll toast it, and then I've got some. I don't have like proper bacon. I've got some microwave bacon because it's faster. So I get my toasted bagel. I'll get a few strips of bacon, nuke that. A bagel gets done. I put cheese on it, put the bacon on it. Get it together like a sandwich, and then I'll pop it in the microwave for like maybe 10 seconds, just enough to get like all the cheese melty because the cheese just came out of the fridge. I don't expect the bacon and the bagel to heat up the cheese. So I pop it in the microwave for like maybe just 10 seconds, maybe not even that. And then it's hot. I've got to let it cool down, but oh, it's so good. All that texture and crunchiness and just oh, it's good. It's not I feel like it's not a lot of calories for the effort, and then I'll sit there and I want to have two, I want to have three. It's like we've only got 6 bagels here. You can't eat the whole thing, woman. Just calm down. It's good though. Since I can't get eggs, I can't. It's eggs come in 12. I can't eat 12 eggs in a month. I was not able to find time. Maybe in another month I can. I miss eggs. I haven't had eggs since May. I want that protein. I did. I don't get to eat anything I want. Yeah, John mentioned bagels. Yeah, that's what I want to do instead of just doing those. Like I want to put butter on the bagel and then to do the bacon and the cheese. I haven't done that. I should. It's just an extra step. I've got butter. Yeah, buy half a dozen. Yeah, I mean they sell the half a dozen, but then it's like the Walmart eggs, and you can't get like the good expensive eggs in a 6 pack. I honestly wish they sold a 9 pack of eggs because I can do nine. 12's too much. Six isn't enough. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll see what things were like next month. See if things even out. There just wasn't time, and then just like this nonsense with lifting TVs and not being able to see because of glasses. Lisa said, I don't usually weigh myself, but go by how my clothes feel. I'll be damned. I finally gained 4 pounds. Oh, yeah. Jen said, I had a T-bone that I found in the freezer. Hell yeah. Yeah, too hot to eat. It was been like it today was better, but it had been humid. Oh, Patrick says, no, that's not right. It's about putting your point across, right or wrong. And color with a U is the right spelling. Yeah, I could usually so I do have one pair of pants that would say like if these fit me well, I could fit into them when I was as big as like I think 128. So which is I shouldn't do that to those pants. But like these shorts I'm wearing, these only fit when I think I've got to be like 110, 105, and they're like they are so small that like if I were to wear them outside, I would have to wear them with the belt because I don't even have to like zip them up and undo the fly or anything like that with them. But then they are sort of too revealing for myself. Yeah, bacon, egg, and cheese bagel sounds good. Yeah, and it's like something that's cheaper and probably healthier than what you'd get from McDonald's. It has just been like it is still a bit humid, but it got. Let me check. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so it was about. It says it's 82, which is about what it was yesterday, but it is not as humid. Like, yeah, well, I don't know if this is just me, but I will. again, like I ate at like 3:30 and I made soup. So I don't know if it's like, is the soup warm and my body temperature goes up and then I sweat and I feel like a fat ass? Is it humid or is it just the soup warming me up? I don't know. Oh, Jenna's saying, I saw a meme with T-bones without meat on the bone and on the grill. New inflation grill day. Oh, right. Yeah, just the bone. Yeah. Oh man, I got for a minute there when I still had income, I went through all of the different kind of steaks they have at Longhorn because I'd never tried those all those different kinds. Oh man, T-bone was good. Yeah, but any steak is good if you cook it right, if you season it right, and no steak sauce. And you have to give the bone back. You can't even lick it. You just have to look at it. And then Frank had been on the tenant media. Those guys are fun. It's I think we're starting to make an impression at tenant media. It's only been 3 shows, but I think we're slowly rubbing off on them. I mean, like I don't know if they're gonna come over to Quite Frankly and start hanging out. Oh, filet mignon, yeah. There's one of those types of steaks where it's I forget which one it was, but it's got like the marbleization, whatever, on the outside. I don't know if I didn't cut it right or if I didn't chew it right. That just didn't fly for me. But sometimes it does. I don't maybe I don't know. I'm still learning steak, and I only get to have it. I do go. This was advice from Frankly's that after I go to the chiropractor, I should have protein that day to help things heal up. So that's what I'll do. I'll have something that I'm sure does have protein in it. Something I don't have to cook. I get adjusted. I lay down the rest of the day. I'm barely on my phone. I go to Quite Frankly, and that's it. If I would have to go live after I get adjusted that day, I would, but I would not be happy about it. But I digress. I'll get steak after I go to the doctor. Oh, that's so good. But it's only like right now it's every other week, but I might have to back it up to every 3 weeks. I don't want to. I might have to. Just because my back is not quite as bad as it was when I was bigger, which is, good. I can actually get up and because I take my caffeine before my feet hit the ground, and then I can pretty much get moving almost right away. Like in the first 5 or 10 minutes, I'm up and just doing stuff, and I will have energy and be able to do things for about an hour. Um, and then like about 2 hours in, I realize I have been moving that entire time and haven't been still, and I've got to pace myself because I've got to go live tonight. So I don't think I'm since my eyes are getting better, I'm not getting quite as tired. So that's good. John's saying I put my steaks on the grill frozen, cook slow and low. I get a juicy, well done steak, not beef jerky. Oh, that's cool. That would be the way to do well done. Because when I think well done, I think like, oh, they've been cooking it too long and now it's dry. It's like a hockey puck. It's rubbery. It's just a wreck. But if you do it like that, that's different. And Patrick's saying, so why do you guys allow all kinds of additives into your food? Looks like your government are selling sugar to everyone without any responsibility. Yeah, that is. Oh, take it easy, Lisa. Have a good one. Glad you could hang out. Yep, Patrick, our government's just trying to kill us at every turn, is what that is. I don't know exactly how they get away with putting in the chemicals, and then you go to the UK and Europe and they use real ingredients. I think what happened is Honestly, like Europe, UK, they won't allow US food over there because of the extra chemicals and additives and stuff in it. But yeah, it's just make everything look like, shiny and new and healthy while it's unhealthy for you because America is just selling um the idea of health, the idea of good things when in reality it's all bad for you, even the health food. They know that people have gotten to a point where they just don't care. They don't look. They just trust brands, so they don't look at ingredients or they don't look at say what Nestle does. So they just go and like, well, my parents bought this, my friends buy this, I'll buy it too, I'll eat this too, I'll drink this too. Uh, or like, hey, this soda has no sugar, that means it's safe and it's loaded down with high fructose corn syrup. Or hey, it's fat free, like, and they don't realize fat's good for you because of just what people have been conditioned to think. It's Americans have been taught the wrong things for so many generations that it's now easy to just give them garbage and they, suck it down because that's all they know. And it's sort of like that everywhere now. It's how like the millennials don't have it, or the Zoomers don't have anything because the previous generations have just let things slide, and now they don't have healthy food. They don't have movies. They don't have very much. Oh, Jenna says, I heard you can put ice cubes on burgers and meat to keep them moist while grilling. Oh, okay, am not sure about that. For a while there, I was heavy into Top Chef. This was years ago. Oh, John saying, if I see red, I won't eat it. Talking about steak. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of pink in the middle is okay for me, but like, I don't want to see like a cooked steak and then cut it, and then like the only part that's cooked is the outside, like the inside's red and cold and bloody. It's like, yeah, Jenna's right. Yeah, you turn the food pyramid upside down, it'll be correct. Or just like all these oils and stuff. Like you can't even buy bread. You gotta make sure there isn't sugar in it. They were out of my bread one time at the store, so there I was pulling out the phone, looking at the ingredients, and just even like the one that I found that was acceptable, they were out of, and I found a way around it. Jenna, I don't want it to crawl off my plate. Yeah, it's like there's still like grass in the hooves. Come on now. To at least take the collar off of it, for God's sake. I don't know. Yeah, or it'll move back at you. Yeah, that's I don't need my food that. If food's gonna be that rare, it needs to be like a salad, or if I just pick an apple off of a tree, not my steak. Not if it was in a like a pan on the stove or in the oven. That's I'm not like I'm not a wolf or a honey badger. I'm not gonna attack a full-on cow and start chewing on it. I've been hungry, but I've never been that hungry. Like seafood, I just won't touch. I don't care how hungry I am. I'd rather just get the hungry high and ride that out. Yeah, Patrick's saying, I love you Americans, but when your government is not even looking after the people, gotta say they don't have your interests at heart. No, they do not. They do not care about us one bit. The U.S. government is not for the US. They're doing everything for people who are un-American. And so I say they are un-American themselves since they don't have American interests at heart. Yeah, make everyone sick and stupid, Jenna. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They just want everybody I haven't seen the movie, but I know enough about is it Wall-E? Like the humans in there, like they're all obese. They've got their big gulp cups. They're all like in these like motorized things. They can't even sit up straight. It's that's what they want for people. They want everybody. Yeah, mafia. Yep, Jenna's right. They want everybody fat and stupid and literally killing themselves, either with shots or with food to just making way for evil. It's you can you can be like, oh, they're doing this because of this country, they're doing this because of this reason. It's just it doesn't make it doesn't help to like try to like pinpoint exactly why they want everybody like stupid and killing themselves. It's just evil. It's just pure and simple. It's just evil. Just need good to fight it back off. They're just evil, and there's they're it's things are quite simple since 2020. It's 2020 is if anything, it should have made relationships stronger. Like you really know where people stand after the last 4 years, and it's made things so clear, so easy to see what's going on. It's incredible. Like I wish the rest of the world could see things the way I do. But they've laid it bare. It's just people have been lying to themselves this whole time. If you can't see what's going on, like 2020, it happened in 2020 for a reason. If you can't see what's going on, you never will. And it's just all evil. Like, oh, this country, they're in it for this, and they just want to. It's just it just all comes down to good and evil, and we can't suffer evil to exist. It just has to be eradicated. John, I went to a graduation party, got a burger that looked done, but the inside looked like it came out of the package. Ew, terrible. I'm throwing this back on the grill. What the? You eat it if it's done. Jenna said it was probably fake meat, cultured meat. Oh, it was before fake meat. Okay. Patrick saying, have you ever tried whelks, sea snails? They're really nice, but they do take some chewing. Snails, anybody? Seafood? Anybody do snails? I don't. Um, and it's been so long since I've had seafood, I'm afraid what it would do to my body. It's going to make me some kind of sick, or I'm going to have some kind of reaction. Like if you don't eat fast food, if you do eat fast food, you have to eat it regularly to build up a tolerance for it. So it's been so long since I've gotten like McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell that if I were to go there now, I'm pretty sure, in 24 hours, I'm not going to feel 100%, or my stomach's going to be making extra noise for a while it processes all of the preservatives. But then if you do have to eat fast food, you want to, I don't know, have it once a month to keep that tolerance built up. Oh, speaking of fast food, don't go to the local Pizza Hut. And I hate to say that because they're usually good, but they're chopping heads now. I got some breadsticks, and you're supposed to get like 5 breadsticks about that long. It looks like somebody chopped them in half and then baked them and then sent them to my house. That pissed me off. I wanted to eat that day. That's why and like I will tip. I'm not gonna tip that much ever again. It wasn't the guy's fault, but I'm still not gonna tip that much again just because of that. And I told him about it too. How was your order? I don't know. I'm still waiting on the rest of it. 6 days ago. That's all right. I'll do something for food on my next day off. It'll be, and of course, sun and a water sign. That's when that would happen. So I should have expected it because I have ordered before, and I probably told you like they called back so they didn't have a driver. So I was like, fuck you. So I was paranoid the whole time. Am I going to get a phone call right back after I place this order? No. Got the email saying it's on the way. Okay. Track my order. Okay. That's why I shouldn't overeat this time of year, because stuff like that happens. John said, about the only thing I get now is the occasional breakfast baconator at Wendy's. Those baconators, I've had one of those. Those are good. Wendy's, though, with their fries, what I have to do, or else I'll get this burning sensation and my stomach will hurt, is because I put so much salt on it. I'll have to get, like, I'll lay out a napkin and I'll, like, take another napkin and, like, brush the salt off of every single French fry before I eat it to avoid that. Aside from that, they're great. They used to do that pretzel bacon cheeseburger, pretzel bread bacon cheeseburger. I don't know if they still, it was getting up there in price too when I was going there to get it. Can't quite remember what it was. Like, a sandwich should not be more than $5. I don't care what it is. But it was more than that. It was worth. I couldn't get out of there without spending at least, I think, $10, something like that. It's been a few years. I'm glad I got out of the fast food habit. It's just, I don't know how, I've heard fast food is so expensive that folks are, you're just better off going to a sit down restaurant. But I haven't personally looked. I'm sort of interested in seeing what the prices are getting up to now. But yeah, if I'm gonna, John, don't get fries yet, yeah. And then Wendy's fries used to be better, and then they switched to, oh, we're doing it hand cut now, and they're not as good as they used to be. They're still okay. They're not the worst fries. They're not Arby's. Yeah, Dandy, the occasional croissant from Burger King. Those bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, I would tear those up. Oh, when they want to make them right, they're banging. But if they don't want to make them right, or if they like turn into cheap asses and only give you like half of the egg instead of like the full folded over piece, nah. But yeah, because I would be up in the morning, so I would go for that. Oh, you're allowed to substitute fries for a small chili. See, with my bad eyes, I thought that said you're allowed to substitute for a small child. Like, oh no, they've got cannibalism at Wendy's. They would. Wendy's too, you have to watch them at least hours because they will mess up your order almost every single time, and they take forever. So you get your bag and you run, and it'll be wrong, or they overcharged you, or they shortchanged you, or um, at least we have two Wendy's. The older one that's more in town is worse. Gotta watch them. You have to watch all of them because they, well, look at the people who work there. Put it to you like that. Yeah, Wendy's fries do suck. They were better before. And it probably costs too much to get the skins off them, so we gotta do hand cut now. Oh, they're cheap with their dipping sauce. That pissed me off. Ooh, that sucks, yeah. Better hook me up with some honey mustard, damn it. Or if I get like chicken nuggets from anywhere, like you better have honey mustard. Not honey. I've got honey at the house. Honey mustard. Whip it out. Or like chicken tenders with honey mustard. Hell yes. We talk about food so much. That's okay. Yeah, Burger King is a drive for me. Oh yeah, they don't have Burger King in your town anymore. Yeah, the old Burger King, or our old Burger King is supposed to become a Long John Silver's. Okay. We can walk in there like, well, I'm John, so where's my fucking discount? Yeah, Jenna honey mustard, but they usually only give you one. I want two. Yeah, do like well, when the Szechuan sauce came out, just tell them like, just give me as many as you're allowed to give me. I got that Szechuan sauce. Don't still have it because it was a while ago. I don't need the botulism hanging around. Yes, great times. Oh, okay. Patrick's saying, I noticed what you call bacon is what we call streaky bacon. We have back bacon, which is more meatier. So loin bacon. Okay, yeah, because we do have, like, you can get thicker cut bacon here, Like there's a place that you can get like a bacon, BLT. They do like the thicker cut bacon on it. But me personally, I when I get bacon, I don't want ham. I don't want steak. I just want I want crispy bacon, not burnt, but it needs to like at some point in that bacon it needs to snap in half. If you give me pink bacon, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. Bacon is brown, not pink. But yeah, okay, so streaky bacon. So your bacon might be like in the UK, it must be like a thicker cut. Uh that gets into a dangerous territory. Like when somebody told me Canadian bacon, I didn't realize it was ham, and I'm still mad about that. I think I was like 10 when that happened. Dandy says on one street over from the main drag, all the fast food places. Yeah, crispy bacon. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, we would call it ham. Yeah, it's like no. If I have to take a knife and fork to my bacon, then that it's not bacon. Now, I don't know if they know how to cook it properly. So if maybe if they can cook it right, yeah, but if it's like chewy and bendy, that's not bacon. That's just not. A fight's gonna break out. A fight's not gonna break out, but I will sit there and curse you and your entire family line going all the way back and all the way forward and any other terrible curses I can think of in the moment. So yeah, if you don't want that to befall you, you better get me some proper bacon. Meat markets here sell the back bacon. I'll have to take a look. Like I wouldn't buy it. I just want to see it. The I'm trying to think of the place that fucked up that bacon. Is it Jersey Mike's? It's in that little like they've got it's like it's a Subway shop, and then they also have a little like Toff's ice. We have a local place called Toff's ice cream. Don't get their chocolate milk, or their ice cream. They put a lot of extra chemicals in it. Oh, Jenna, take it easy. Have a good one. It's almost over. But yeah, it was free too. It was I couldn't even eat that bacon. It would not cook. I could not do anything with it. It just no. I have never gone back. I mean, maybe their like Italian sub is good. I would get that. Like an Italian sub is good. I don't do a lot like the peppers on it and stuff like that. But like I would get that from them, but not that. God, that was terrible. Canadian bacon, frozen pizza in the 70s was so good. Ooh. See, I remember frozen pizza having the worst aftertaste back in like the 80s, so I never touched it. And then like you get into now, you can get frozen pizza and it comes out fine, but they needed to get it together back in the day. And I'm sure we do have butcher shops that will have the thick cut, or like maybe they cut it how you want it. I've never been in a butcher. There's no way I could get through enough meat to justify buying I don't know what the prices are or anything like that. I just don't go through food that fast. I can't buy fruit because there's no way I could eat that much fruit before it goes bad. I've got to get like if I had fruit, it's it canned uh pineapples, and I'm gonna stop buying that because I think it poisons me. I think it's just all the sugar in it because I'll eat it like the whole can, of course, and then I'll be so tired. And I know if I have too much sugar, it just puts me out. Probably just poisoning myself. I gotta sleep it away, so I won't even get that anymore. Oh, back in the day, it was actually good. Okay, yeah. I mean, some places might have gotten it right. Bacon, bacon Sammy with fried egg and brown sauce. You'd love it. That sounds good. With a fried egg. Hell yeah. Now, do you guys, are you like picky about your eggs? Like, does it like you'll only eat like scrambled eggs, or you only eat like over easy, or do you take your eggs any kind of way? Like, I like soft boiled eggs. I don't really care for a hard boiled egg. I like the runny yolk. And like sunny side up is fine for me. I kind of like with eggs. I kind of like the idea that like the eggshell could possibly kill me. Like this meal, one of these meals, it's not gonna kill me. I'm just gonna get a stomach ache, and I'm not gonna go to the hospital. I'm just gonna spend a lot of time in the bathroom. But I kind of like the danger element involved. Oh, okay. John saying the back bacon is more for recipes to add bacon flavor, like in beans. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Moon Bunny. Yeah, had an errand. We're talking eggs. Yeah, eggs are great. Yeah, I do like that runny egg yolk. It just give because I will play with my food, and that's not necessarily bad. If you eat slower, you can get more in yourself, and as long as it doesn't get cold. I hate when my hot food gets cold. That's a wrap. But um, yeah, it's just that way I got something to do with my toast, and then I can like use the toast to like get all that together, and you put pepper on it, and you've got your coffee and your all that good stuff. All the breakfasty stuff. But I'd eat a poached egg. Any other ways work. Yeah. I have not had a poached egg. It looks weird. And they gotta have like whole videos to teach you on how to do it and swirl the water. And I'm like, uh, bacon Sammy is like a sandwich. Black pudding, is that just like, does it have like, I know it's like blood pudding, but is it good anyway? Yeah, toast is a must with eggs. Gotta have it. With the bacon cooked properly. Now I say bacon needs to be cooked, but then I will go to we have the Cracker Barrel, and I got like the breakfast plate one time, and it was a like a long strip of bacon, but there was some pink in it, and I'm thinking, oh Jesus, here we go. I was gonna have such a good breakfast. So I wasn't gonna complain right away. I was gonna eat it, knife and fork to it, but it was still good. So I don't know, like their cooks must know what they're doing, that they got the thickness and the cook right, and it was not chewy, it was just perfect. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. The vinegar is a deal breaker for me. Ooh, they gotta put vinegar in it. That's a bit much. Look, man, it's just an egg. It doesn't need to get that complicated. I just want to eat my damn breakfast. And the thing with eggs too, I kind of get to a point where like, is all the prep work gonna burn up more calories and clean up gonna burn up more calories than the actual food? Because how many calories are in an egg? I'm not gonna put all this effort into I don't know 100 calories, whatever's in an egg. It might not even be that much. It's got protein in it though, so like I'm not gonna do all this and that, and fly to Mount Everest and come back just to do fancy cooking things with an egg. Somebody else can, but I don't have the, and I just don't want to, like, I've got that sciencey turn of mind, but just not with food. And I'm glad there's people that do understand the combinations and can cook better than I can, but I just don't have that. Like I could, but I don't spend a lot of time with food. There's only, every day feels 2 days long. That just feels like so much eating in one day. By the time I get to about, because like the latest I'll get up at 9, but I can get up at as early as 4:30. So by the time it gets to like noon, 1 o'clock, that feels like one day already. So then I've got between like around noon, 2 o'clock until the time a live show comes on. That feels like a second day. So every single live show, whether it's Frank, whether it's me, it always feels like I haven't seen you guys in 2 days. So I mean, like I realized I was live yesterday. I realized I was live the day before, but it feels like off, live for a day, off, live for a day, off, live for a day. So it's nice to get to see you guys every other day. Pickled onion vinegar, the best. Well, I mean, I like onions. I'm okay with vinegar. Maybe a pickled onion isn't so bad. I'd try it. I'd try it. It's not gonna hurt me too bad. That'll be a fun. One day we can just do an entire stream talking about nothing but food, like local stuff and favorite foods and like stuff we used to get back in the day, or like if you were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you be? If you were a cocktail, what kind of cocktail would you be? That sort of a thing. That would be fun. And man, it's already been 2 hours. These go by so fast. And it's so much fun. It's so odd to see the chat room but not type in it too. It's like I know we're communicating with each other, but there's that but it would be weird because like just me, nobody wants to tune in for that. Nobody wants 2 hours of that would be like me. That would be like if quite frankly was on and then I turn my camera on to go live and it's literally just me sitting here just typing for 2 hours and laughing at what I'm reading on the screen. Nobody's gonna watch that. I'll do a cooking demonstration, Nikki, and we'll follow along. Yeah, I can find a way to cook something. Yeah, because what I can do, I haven't moved the table since I glued it, and I've got this sitting on top of it, so I can use that table and just set up some stuff and have the camera looking at it. And here's how we make a lemonade. You just take a. I almost had that worked out. There's I was just kind of doing it by ear, but or not by ear, but by sight. But it's like a lemon juice, sugar, lemon juice, sugar, lemon juice, sugar, spoon, 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 and then I lost count. And then you just go by taste. Yeah, I'll try to. I'll think of something I can actually sort of low key cook that isn't like how to make a top ramen. Don't microwave in this cup. Fuck you. Microwave 30, 60 seconds. Get in there, bitch. Don't, you're not the boss of me. And pardon any lag. Get that off of there. So yeah, no, I'll smash the like button if you haven't already. And I think somebody liked the stream before it started, so thank you for that. SO, I listen to your show while I cook and clean. That's awesome. That's so cool. I like that. Yeah. That's good. I've been wanting to clean lately, but it's been so humid. It's just when it's like, yeah, everything's clean, but I'm sweating and not gonna take a shower and bleh. Maybe we'll get a cool week and I'll just get all the get like vacuum just absolutely everything in one day. That's good. Yeah, get some errands done. It's just yeah, it's like I could have got everything sort of set up for today and tomorrow earlier today. So that was different. That was good. I've been wanting to work more since I can see better, and I've slowly been able to do that. So that works out. Oh, happy about that. Oh, pardon, I've got a eyelash. There we go. Starting to get the thing happening where like my gray hairs will get in the way and then I go to brush them away and I cannot see them and I have to actually look in the mirror and find out what's touching me and it's just like, oh, just my silver hair. Great. It does as much as my hair does what it wants, the gray hairs have no master. They have no god. They just go wherever and do anything. As long as it's just my hair. If I start getting like gray eyebrows or I don't know if eyelashes turn gray, that's a wrap. Oh, Patrick, great. I get your notices really quick here, Nikki. Good. Yeah, just with YouTube being a little bit slow the last month or two. And by slow, I mean like sending a notification a minute late. With it doing that, it kind of helps to put out the extra community posts, extra tweets to get it out there just because not everybody has that 7 o'clock thing in them to look at their phone, especially on a weekend. So I want to make sure that gets out there without being annoying about it. You don't want to be that channel sending out a tweet every single hour about stuff. This is not the big enough channel for that. It would come off quite desperate. And I believe that was pretty much. Just wanted to catch up on the short, quite frankly, week. And then allegedly, Zoso Dude will be in Frank's studio this week. Don't take Zoso's Dude's schedule from me, like literally. I don't. I don't even know how to contact that man. I sort of get everything about him secondhand from other people or from what he says on the show. So it's I'm not officially. I couldn't tell you exactly where the man is. I'm just going on what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So we'll see. And then it is a good time when he's on the show. He's got some good stories. So if you catch the episode he's on, check it out. He's not paying me to say that. I'm just saying you'll have a good time there. Not sponsored. Yeah, at least a couple of hours. Yeah. Oh, these are so fun. I'm glad this setup worked out too. I feel like there's more air. I could breathe more. Oh, John, yeah, nothing going on here, so I watched the time. Yeah. It's just anymore. I forget exactly what year it started happening, but like it'll happen tomorrow. It'll be like 6:55, 6:50 or 7:02 and not even looking at a clock, not even thinking about the time or where the sun is or anything like that because there's nothing scheduled that goes on for me that day outside of my video dropping. So I will just instinctually I'll just happen to pick up my phone for any reason and then I'll notice the time and it'll be right around 7. Oh, John's saying he said on his stream the 9th on Frank. So dude was saying he'll be on. That'll be Tuesday the 9th. Okay, yeah, just a few days. Cool. That'll be fun. It better be. No, it will be. That is so cool. Oh, John said he didn't make it to Toledo either. That's okay. There's not really a whole lot of Toledo. I mean, there were some Franklies up there, but yeah, love you guys. Patrick, see you guys. I'll definitely see you guys for the next, quite frankly, and then I mean, I've got the video dropping. I can always see in the comments. I'm never sure about like if Gym League goes live. I'm never sure like where I'm gonna be at with like that's the one day I don't have to um I'm not on camera. I'm not live anywhere that day. So that's one day where I just don't matter to anyone. So it's a little bit of a like if I did have to fast that day and not eat anything at all, that's the one day I could do it because I don't have to think at 7 p.m. Stuff like that. It's sort of not a day off, just an extra loose day. But that's not bad. It would be a little bit too intense going live every single Sunday. So this is a great setup now, and it's been great to see everybody. I'm glad everybody made it. We all got through the 4th of July just fine, and everybody's healthy and we're eating good. So yeah, have a wonderful night and a great tomorrow. And then say before it's like everything's looking sort of like a normal frankly week next week, and I say that now, and then something turns around and bites me in the ass, but that's all right. We'll roll with it. So I'll definitely be seeing you guys, and it's gonna feel like longer than a day for me, but it's just one day. Yeah, I love all you Franklies. And always support your favorite content creators, like their stuff, share it around. Follow them on social media. Buy the merch if you're so inclined. And then wear it outside so everybody else looks like a fucking loser for not knowing what you're wearing. Yeah, I believe that's all. And just take it easy. Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, great people. What more could you ask for? Exactly. Yeah, I've got it. Doesn't seem like a lot just being in front of the camera, but it's honestly the world. If you guys weren't here, if you guys weren't it, quite frankly, it would just be one person watching Frank. It's like watching TV at home. This is so much more than that, and it's all you guys. So yeah, just keep being awesome and keep going to the show. And until next time.